Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to be sharing my get ready with me for work, and I do this look in about 10 minutes every morning, and it is using only a handful of products, but it looks very put together and it lasts all day. So the trick to that is to really use products that are long lasting, that are budge proof and smudge proof. And one of the tips I have for you guys is to really go out there and invest in a good foundation that you know has the lasting power. I'm using a Mercier foundation and it works well for me. It gives me a radiant look without looking too heavy and cakey. And by the end of the day, it's still there, which is awesome. And really, I do this for work more than I do for other events. When I go see my friends, when I go on date night, running errands, I go for a light tinted moisturizer because I know I'm going to be only gone for a couple of hours, and it'll start to, fade throughout the day, whereas a long-lasting foundation will look the same in the morning as well as in the evening, as long as you set it correctly. I work in a clinic. It's 10-hour shifts, and I don't even have time to go to the bathroom some days, let alone spending time touching up my makeup. So this routine works well for me, and it's 10 minutes that I have to myself in the morning before I go to work and take care of my patients. And so I really value that time. It's kind of what got me through residency, and I just really love just spending that time on myself to look good because it makes me feel good. And that's really what you need to do to get your day started. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let me know if you have any feedback, and let's jump into it. So I'm going to start off with the Glow Mist by Pixie, and I'm just going to set my face with some of this. And that's just adding some moisture back into my skin because I did my moisturizer a little while ago. And then this is the Neutrogena Sensitive Skin Face Liquid Sunscreen that I have been raving about for quite some time. So I'm just going to apply some of that to my hands, about a dime size, and just work that into the skin. And yes, I do live in Seattle, so sometimes I feel like this is overkill, but actually it's quite necessary. And I'm going to be doing a video on this in the near future about why sunscreen is really important regardless of whether you see sunshine or not. Then I'm going to go in with the Mercier Flawless Lumière Radiance Foundation, and I wear the shade 3N1 in Buff. And this is the really good quality foundation that I usually use for weddings or for work. And so I'm just gonna take a couple of pumps of that, and I'm using this awesome brush that makes the foundation go on really fast and keeps the product on top of the brush so you can get a really quick, fast layer. I'm gonna try to do this in real time as much as possible so you guys get a good idea of how long it takes. So I'm just spreading that around. All right, and just to make sure that everything is blended in and to pick up any excess product, I'm just going to go in with my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. I've already dampened it, and I'm just going to make sure everything is seamlessly blended in. Right, now I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Light Capturing Self-Setting Concealer, and what that means is that it doesn't need to be powdered to prevent creasing, and I'm in the shade 31. And this I've chosen in a shade that's a little bit lighter for me because it's good to brighten up the under eyes. And again, I'm going to go ahead and grab that and blend that away. And I'm going to take any of the excess product and just kind of put it on my problem areas that might be peeking through after that first layer of foundation. All right, so now that I've gotten the base down, I'm going to go ahead and set it. So I'm using the Mercier Smooth Finish Foundation Powder in the shade 8. And I just take this kind of lightly on the brush and tap away the excess and go ahead and set everything. And that just takes away any initial shine and keeps the foundation from budging throughout the day. And I do a lighter layer of that liquid foundation because I know I'm going to go in with like a foundation powder, and that will add a little bit more coverage. All right, now that it's set, the powder actually will help the rest of my powders go on more smoothly. So I'm going to go in with the Tarte Park Ave Princess bronzer, and shout out to Neha for getting this for me over the holidays. And it is quite a light shade, which again I do like. Initially I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to use this, but in winters in Seattle I tend to get quite light and pale, so this actually is working just fine for me right now. And in the summertime I'll probably have to switch it out for something different. So as you can see, it's just giving me that depth back into my skin, bringing some warmth into it, and it's kind of picking up a little bit more red toned on the camera, but as you can see, the color in here is more cool toned, so I really like that. And the trick for this is just to go in a 3 shape to cover the jawline, the cheek, the hollows of your cheek. Follow the hollow, as Charlotte Tilbury has said in her tutorials. And there you go. So then I'm going to go in with my blush, and this is Nars Orgasm, which is a tiny little mini size, which again I'm a big fan of using mini size products, just because who actually goes through all of their makeup? I feel like most of us never hit pan, so I always try to get the mini sizes because I get over things quickly. I want to make sure I use it all up, and that will help me do that. Might be a little bit more expensive per ounce, but I'd rather not be wasteful, so there's that. And now I'm just gonna take that foundation powder to make sure I blend everything in so it doesn't look too crazy. And I always go a little bit heavy-handed with the blushes because it takes time for it to sink in, and by the time I get to work it looks fine. Okay, now for my brows. So I'm just gonna brush these up. And if you guys watched my sugaring video, I actually get my brows sugared too now. Crazy, right? Indian girl not threading. Who would have thought? So I get them sugared, and it takes me 8 weeks to go back to them, and they do start to grow back, but it's still in a way that my shape is tolerable for me. So there you go. And then I want to show you this awesome product by Supergoop. I'm so excited to show it to you guys. It is a shimmer eyeshadow with SPF in it. And this is probably like a really innovative product because I don't think there's anything out there on the market. And the skin around your eyes are super delicate. And most of the sunscreens that we apply are gonna burn and sting your eyes. But this shadow has SPF in it, and it doesn't sting at all. And look how pretty that is and how easy. It gives you this like 2-dimensional look without even trying. That's it. All right, so now to add some definition to my eyes, because I love my eyeliner just to make me look more awake, and I don't go heavy-handed with it. I just kind of line the waterline of my top lashes and the waterline of my bottom like that. There you go. And then I'm gonna go in with my tried and true. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk about this mascara, but I'm just gonna have to look in the viewfinder to put this on real quick. And the last step is lipstick, and this is the Lancome liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade 274, and it's Your Lips But Better color, and it's actually the l'Absolu Laquer. And I really like this because it gives you a liquid lipstick staying power, but a very comfortable feel that's glossy, and then when it washes off throughout the day, it leaves a stain behind. So really has everything that you would ask for. And really pretty color. All right, there you guys have it. I think I just hit the 11 minutes, which, you know, in reality, I can do this in 10 minutes, but I was reading out the products and talking to you guys. But this is what I do for every day, getting ready for work.